Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the IMO Podcast. It's your boy, Maurice, filling in for Andre today. He couldn't make the first part of the podcast, but I am joined by two great co-hosts, which I won't give like 4 different adjectives to explain. Can you guys introduce yourself, Flonora and Jared?
Flo is here, because I missed last
Jared.
week, and I have returned.
Why I gotta introduce myself, son? Why couldn't you introduce us yet?
Y'all don't get paid enough for all that. Y'all don't pay me enough for all that. Nobody gets paid. All right, stop asking for shit.
So why do I gotta introduce myself though?
Because we couldn't pay for the man hours. Man.
Because here's the thing, Andre has spoiled him by just
Goddamn
doing
right
a
he
fancy
did.
intro. So it's like he can't revert back to that.
Oh, no, Andre's not
Is
here.
there a problem with that?
I mean, yeah. Because you think you're going to
No,
get it from
that's what
everybody
you meant
else.
to
Okay. Alright. So we got a good show coming up today. But first, how was everyone's week/weekend? You guys doing anything special?
I'm sorry. It was homecoming week at school.
Yeah.
Just in case you all know, I'm a teacher and not a student.
That's what's up.
Apparently some people don't know that, can't tell with me, but we had homecoming week and it was just crazy. It was fun, but when you're helping planning and covering it, it could be exhausting. So yeah, it was just hectic.
I feel you.
I was just work.
Well, I'm fucking hyped because I got Destiny 2 on the screen at the sticks, and it's not the PS4 version or the Xbox version. It's the PC version that got released yesterday on Tuesday. So hyped. The game feels really fucking good. Just really good. Like that really good, like that last shot you drink before you start reaching your tipsy mode. Like that's what Destiny 2 feels like, man. It's glorious. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the topics today. There was a trailer that dropped in the past week called Jean-Claude Van Johnson. This is a weird one for me, personally. I think Flonora knows a little bit better about this. I'm going to let her explain while I start us up in the mission.
Sure. Okay, so apparently Jean-Claude Van Damme is making his way
Downtown.
back into our lives. What?
Making our way downtown, walking fast, faces fast.
Oh my god.
And I'm on
really?
my... Sorry.
Really? You just had to put on your white girl mode, really?
I had to, just for a second. The people want it.
There's a whole new level of hate that I have for you right now, because now I'm not gonna get that song stuck in my head, out of my head. I'm gonna remember this. All right, just keep that in mind.
Okay, but returning back to our almost forgotten action star, he's making his way back to our hearts through Amazon. It's gonna be live streaming on Amazon. Apparently, he's kind of playing himself. Like, okay, he kind of poking fun at himself, like saying, "Oh, I'm basically this old retired action star," but now he wants to get back into it. Not just into the movies, but apparently he was also working as a secret agent. Not Jean-Claude Van Damme, but Jean-Claude Van Johnson. So while he's working on this new action movie, he is also working on a mission. In the beginning, it was kind of funny, but my concern is like, I don't know if Jean-Claude could really pull off comedy. So if you are a fan of his and just love seeing him kick and punch stuff, I think this would definitely be for you. But if you're looking for a really good hard laugh, I don't know if this is gonna be the case.
Let me just stop you there. Like, yeah, this was a super jarring experience for me because I recognize him as an action star, and while there are action stars that can do comedy well, like I think Bruce Willis did a serviceable job in what was it, Red 1 and 2. But in this, it just seems so forced, and everything looked really crappy, as if you were looking at an Amazon Prime sponsored and created / produced video. So it was just a lot of things thrown at me that I just didn't like. The acting, for one, I guess the setting's alright. The acting, the costumes, even though it was like supposed to be a joke, it just came off as just silly, which I guess is the goal. But I don't know. It was just I just didn't have a taste for it. Jared, do you have any thoughts regarding this?
I kind of feel the same way you do when it comes to just kind of, looking at an action star and then just. But other than that, honestly, I don't have a particular like biased opinion. Like, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing it, but I'm not just looking.
Looks like a rich.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. All right, so let's go and just move down the pipe train. I'm not going to stay on that too long. The next one is Blockers trailer, which is okay. So this is one of those instances where an action star can play in a comedy role, and it kind of work out. Like, well, first off, John Cena is starring in this one, along with I can't remember exactly. I can't remember the lady's name, but I know she was in This Is 40, and another one that was like kind of like in the same world as This Is 40. So they're starring in this movie. They're finding out that their kid and their neighbor's kid are planning to do the deed, so to speak, keeping the PG for Flonora sake.
Really?
I mean, am I wrong though?
Okay, so apparently these parents kind of they were spying on their kids. They looked on their messenger and they realized they kind of decoded that, okay, they plan on losing their virginity on prom night. Being the overprotective parents that they are, they all agreed that they were going to intervene.
Mm-hmm. And that's the basis for our movie there. The jokes that we saw in the trailer hit very well. I'm not saying this is the best thing ever, but this was definitely like a very positive thing for me. I'm not sure if it's because I'm just reaching that age where these things are funny to me, but it was just a lot of funny moments. And John Cena has always been a meme since he started in the show business. So seeing him on stage was just, I mean, not on stage, seeing him in this type of movie just seemed like he was in his element, you know?
That's how he was, wrestling. He kind of cracked a lot of jokes. It was kind of like seeing it. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it was forced. He's kind of just being himself.
Yeah.
Right. So what was your favorite part of the trailer?
When he was chugging the alcohol.
I was thinking that too.
And he farted it in his face. I was on the floor. Floor. He made it like he's literally just kirking. I was like, oh my god. I couldn't help it. Oh my god, that was my favorite part of the trailer.
Yeah, I like that as well. Actually, I can't even deny that one.
Well, what was your favorite part?
Flonora.
I think it was like when he's running away from the cops, and he still has the funnel attached to him.
Oh, okay.
So I was just like, okay, wow.
Okay, wow.
Bravo, John Cena, bravo.
You can't leave evidence behind.
True. Another notable scene was when they were reading and trying to decipher the texts between between the boy and the girl. And that was just like, I don't know what you would call that. It was just good though. Like the acting, the expressions, like I don't know. I kind of got that. This is how a family would be in real life type of feel. And it was that was just priceless to me.
It almost feels like that has actually happened.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, they accidentally stumbled onto their teen's messenger and they're trying to like decode everything.
Right.
And then it was just like this sense of denial. It's like, no, it can't mean anything. Like, no, you know what the X is.
Right.
I don't see anything.
Yeah, so definitely a positive for me. What do you guys think? You guys would you guys go pay money to see that? Is that a matinee show for you guys, or is it something you probably rock out to the nighttime?
I definitely pay to see that.
No, I'm saying full price or matinee.
Full price or matinee? The smart choice would be matinee.
If you got $14 for a movie, but matinee's $10, would you care?
You would always care because you're trying to save money.
Right.
But I mean,
missing the point.
Wait, paying us, so you know.
I wouldn't mind paying full price to see that. You guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind either because I feel as though I would have a really good time. You know, I'd be laughing in the movie theater.
Yeah.
Close to when I'm watching a good comedy movie, but yeah, I wouldn't mind. I'll pay full price.
Okay. Cool. Fair. All fair points. All right. And let's see. We're gonna switch gears here. Go straight into gaming. Now we have a few different topics to talk about here. One I want to start off with is Nintendo Switch. Now this game has been getting this system. Sorry, not a game. It's an experience, boys. This system has been getting a lot, and I mean a lot of publicity. A lot of games getting added to it. A lot of developers have had their eye on it. Currently, right now, the Pokemon game. This is just like a few of the points I was making in our agenda, that the Pokemon games, like the ones that usually come out for like 3DS and stuff, are actually now have abandoned the 3DS. They kind of feel like that they've gone the limit that they can go with that system, and they're going to have mainstay titles on the Switch. Very big, very big deal. Very big deal. Pokemon pushes consoles very hard. Not every Pokemon game, I'm not saying that, but stuff like Pokemon Snap and Pokemon like Red Blue, stuff like those type of games, kind of like the classic adventures. Those definitely push consoles, especially when like the graphics or the mechanics are new and interesting to people. Like for instance, like I think Pokemon is what kept the 3DS alive for these extra amount of years. Even though the 3DS has a lot of good games, it's just Pokemon being on the system. It's just like an easy purchase for some people. Don't even have to think about it. Like, oh, Pokemon, I love that. I'ma buy it.
Pika.
Okay, that's okay. Another game that's coming to it is the Shimigami Tensei. It's a game developed by Atlas. It's actually got a cult following. The guy, if you don't know who Atlas is, they're the guys that make the Persona games. And the Switch also has an update that just came out that gives it the ability to use GameCube controllers on the system. So you can play your games with GameCube controllers. Now, the question I want to pose to you, Flonora and Jared, is what are you guys' overall thoughts on the information I presented to you about the Switch? And what do you think about it overall? Like, is this something that you may want to purchase someday or want to invest in someday? If you just not saying you had unlimited money, but if you just had the money and were just looking for a new game console, portable or not, to play.
Well, I'm gonna let you go first on this one.
Okay. With the Switch, what I like about the Switch is that it's very versatile. Like, it can be the stay-at-home console, or if you feel like taking your gaming on the road, it can be. So it's like a 2-in-1 device. So I feel like it's like you get more bang for your buck. In terms of gaming choice, Nintendo always has like really fun party games, from Mario Smash Brothers, or like any multiplayer game or RPG game. So I would definitely, like, I could see myself getting the Switch. Definitely.
True.
All right. So,
Jared?
no lie, when I found out about the GameCube controller, you already know the first thing I thought. You already know what I thought. We're about to get Smash 4 on the Switch. It's about to be a mess.
That's the only reason they would do it.
Like, this is basically kind of, I want to say this is a miracle, because not too long ago, the Wii U sales weren't where Nintendo wanted it to, and there were rumors that Nintendo would go bankrupt.
Sir, but I'll take it.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to be good. I'm trying. But yeah, there was a like people are like spreading rumors that if the Switch doesn't sell as good as it should, then Nintendo might be going bankrupt. So now we have all this like support, like the Switch is coming out saying like, hey, I came to play. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't just some game that you can buy and will never touch again. You're gonna have more fun playing this than you really expect, honestly. Like, I was genuinely surprised when I found out about this. I'm like, yo, the Switch is doing all this? Doom? it's getting all the support. People are looking at this like that.
Mhm.
Okay,
And that's
I need to look into
that's very important because the Wii U had nowhere near this type of buzz when it released, in its first release year. Sorry.
Like, what was it? Breath of the Wild. That I really feel as though like when Breath of the Wild came out or something like that. Was that it? That was it, right? Breath of,
Yeah, Zelda Breath of the Wild. You're right.
Okay, I'm trying because I always get that name confused. I don't. But yeah, Breath of the Wild when that came out. Oh, you have any idea how many people told me about that? And it just kept going from there. There was
Yeah.
I don't feel as though there's like a stopping point of the potential that this game had. And I'm really excited to see what else is gonna come out for it.
Right, and the demand is clearly there. I mean, the game, it's been sold out, and demand is very important. It's more important than supply. You always want, you generally want a balance of supply and demand, but but it's probably more beneficial to a company to have more demand than actual supply.
Because it shows that it's worth putting investing into making.
Right.
Like people want this, so let's make some more. Versus, I need to start making some budgeting cuts and shit like that.
Right, exactly, because it didn't sell as well, and I mean people want it. There's no reason for people to want it, but like with the list of games coming out this holiday season and in the future, it's definitely going to be on a lot of people's want list. I feel.
I'm definitely actually trying to get this.
Right. Send me that FC, man. I got you.
About to say, just the slightest leak of Smash 4, it's already in my hands. Like, I'm sorry.
How'd you wind up with this, Jared? It just popped up.
I just found it.
True. The Pokemon games. What do you guys think about that? Because those were always like portable games only, and for them to say, well, we're done with 3DS. Switch is probably where the money is. We're gonna move there. Not that these are their words verbatim, but what do you guys think about this move? This change?
At first I was kind of iffy because the 3DS that raked in a lot of money with the 3DS. But at the same time, it really is about that time where they kind of upgrade. I'm not trying to like talk down on the 3DS and what it is, because we all know that we can play 3DS for hours. But the Switch is just it's new, it's popping. People want to play this. I think it's about how old is the 3DS now?
7 years old.
Yeah, it's about time that that Nintendo decides to say, hey, let's put this to rest. Let the legend live.
Yeah,
and start up a new legend.
Can I pause you for a second there? I just want to put into perspective that this system outlasted the PS3 and 360 because they didn't. Did they? No, never mind. Dumb thought. Never mind. I was wrong. I was hyping up too much juice in the sauce, if you know what I'm saying.
I mean, it deserves it a little bit.
Yeah. What? Juice in the sauce?
But yeah, it's I think it's time for Nintendo to start up a new legacy. The people aren't going to just forget about the 3DS. Hell, people are probably still going to be playing the 3DS when they have their Switch and whatnot. All the games they want to relive or whatever. Shit, I just got caught up. I got hype over some leaked Borderlands 3 news, but that made me want to relive all those old Borderlands games that I have. I'm like, yo, let me play this again. Right. So yeah, it's just time to start up a new legacy, and there's.
Continue.
Oh, no, I was done there. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Time to start up a new legacy. I feel you.
Time to start a new legacy, man.
Flonora, any final thoughts on this, or how you feel about this?
Well, I think that Nintendo is just going to be. I think they're going to do just fine. They're always known for doing party games. Always trying to get not just a multiplayer mode, but actually having a group of friends over and to have fun on a console as opposed to just playing online. And I think that's been their I don't want to say their best marketing strategy, and they always played to that crowd. So I think Nintendo is going to continue to. I think a lot of times Nintendo is always underestimated because we always have the battle between Xbox Microsoft, Sony, and PlayStation.
Mhm.
So it's definitely the underdog that continues to surprise everyone and still kind of like be able to stand on their own leg, so to speak.
Yep, fair enough, fair enough. Alright, cool, cool, cool. So, I think we've talked off this topic a little bit enough. So hold on, I'm going to try to keep the Switch stuff to a minimum, guys, for the podcast, but I'm just so hyped about this system getting as much support as it has. It gets me kind of hot sometimes, I ain't gonna lie. But, moving on. Flonora, how do you feel about Sims?
I don't play it, and I don't particularly care for it.
Okay.
It's just weird, like... What? I just think it's weird that you're trying...
And then by extension, you would like Animal Crossing?
No.
We've torn down the altars.
I'm so sorry. I'm not the stereotypical.
Okay, cool. Well, Nintendo, with more Nintendo news, Nintendo is bringing a mobile game to the iPhone and Android platforms called Animal Crossing something. I forgot what it was.
I feel like you should have brought Pam in this conversation.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. I know. Well, I thought it was interesting that they're trying their hand at the mobile space. Because the game seems like it's fun. Animal Crossing is like a well-known series, and for them to put like one of those titles on the phone is, I don't want to say it's a big deal, but it's interesting. The game is focused around camping, and that's pretty much all I know about it. Thoughts?
My girlfriend's gonna love it because she loves Animal Crossing.
Oh, word.
Why? That theme song got stuck in my head for a whole day because she played it all day.
You want to talk about it?
There's a giant crystal.
No. I personally, I'm not gonna say I don't like Animal Crossing. I've never really like played it, but it does seem like a game that I could get into because I played a lot of games that don't like Animal Crossing. You know, how do I explain it? It's not like a sandbox game.
It's a life simulator.
Yeah, life simulator. Yeah, I played a lot of life simulators. But yeah, and plus I've never really owned a DS, so that was another reason why I was never able to play Animal Crossing.
Oh, you didn't own the GameCube either? I think there's a GameCube game too.
Nah, I didn't have a GameCube either. I remember when the GameCube, the GameCube was relatively new, I had to go over to my friend's house to play it.
True, so true, so true. Okay, well, I just thought that was something interesting to bring up. Janelle kind of shocked you there because she didn't know what it was.
I just don't like life simulation games because I feel like a lot of people's deep dark fantasies and secrets are gonna come out on that game, and you know it has.
A lot of people
like all the stuff that you
fantasies come out on the internet, so.
And I think it's just kind of weird that you're living through this imaginary person.
But when you play games, you live through imaginary people.
But okay, like I'm talking about okay. No, I mean like, but it's not like, oh, I'm pretending to be a soldier or I pretend to be.
Oh, you're like me. That's the reason.
This plumber that's trying. Like it's like you're living another everyday type of life.
Are you like me?
When you can basically do that yourself.
Okay, I'm not killing anything, so this doesn't excite me. That's how I am. I can understand that.
I mean, just a little bit, because it's like with other games, it's like something completely outrageous that you know that you can't physically do. Like I can't shoot lasers out of my hands. I can't really fly.
Yeah, you like
the like Sims. I'm just saying, it's just like with Sims, it's like, oh, I'm creating like this family, which is something that you could kind of already do. You know what I mean?
You want to create
like it's like fantasy, but it's not too far out there where it's enjoyable for me. It's like you're doing everyday chores in a game.
You need to see niggas flipping off buildings, doing 360 no scopes with a sword, downing like armies of dudes. I understand. I do the same. I feel the same way. that'd be a lit fucking game.
Rock coming right up.
Technology. Okay. Why did you even have to put that in my head? A 360 no off ability with a sword.
Yeah. Like some Devil May Cry type shit.
Okay, please stop. Please stop. You're hurting me.
I'm sorry. Okay, next up. Death to the Kinect. Woo Lordy. Woo. I did not think it was going to happen. And here I thought they're just too prideful. They're never going to kill that. They love this thing. Why would they do that? It doesn't make sense. And here we are. No more. Let's see. Sorry about that. No more.
Yes, please tell me some titles because I really don't know any.
Yeah, I think that's probably why they're killing it, because no one can think of a Kinect title.
I was gonna say no more Kinect. As far as Kinect titles, I'm pretty sure they had a Star Wars game, a Fable game, a Dragon Ball Z game.
What was the Kinect again?
A Dragon Ball Z game.
Yeah.
Just a lot of things. So if you don't know what the Kinect is, the Kinect was a peripheral that was meant to bring in competition for the Nintendo Switch. As you can see, I mean Nintendo. Well, I just love saying that name. The Nintendo Wii. Given the sales from the comparing the Wii to the original to the 360, you could safely say that probably didn't work out in their favor too well. And they, for some reason, they thought it was a good idea to bring it back, as if that's what people actually wanted. What it did was allow you to hands-free control games and also control the menus on your Kinect system. You could video call with people, and it was just a really interesting idea that was kind of dumb for the platform it was on. I don't think we were at the technological level we needed to be at, or the level we need to be at gaming-wise, for that to be an idea. What we're basically trying to say is it was ahead of its time. And they tried to double down on it, didn't work out. They removed it from a whole system. So, I mean, a whole system that they were selling it with initially, because like originally the Xbox One sold with it. Jared, do you have that?
No, I do not.
Oh wow.
I got the Gears of War 4 limited edition.
Without the Kinect.
Without the Kinect.
Amazing.
Somebody use that? Like, I'm still waiting for you to tell me a title that has that.
I mean, you know, there's Star Wars, Dragon Ball Z, Fable.
When did this come out? Like 10 years ago?
Yes. Yeah. So, not really all that sad to see it go. It didn't. I don't think it really offered much, and it didn't really beat out its competition, which was the Wii and the PlayStation Move. You know, the PlayStation Move was like, well, they gave up on the PlayStation. Sony gave up on the PlayStation Move, which was smart in my opinion, because it's just like, just focus on the games. You don't need this.
If anything, I'll give Microsoft props, because we all know full well that Sony just took the Wii and said, paint it black, put a ball on it, and there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Like at least Microsoft was they didn't just, in my personal opinion, rip off of the Wii. You know
That's
what I mean?
true. I can give them that.
We're not just gonna act like the move didn't. Yo, like I literally can only think of like 3 games that the move like was like compatible for. Just 3, and I think one of them was Killzone.
No More Heroes was another one.
No More Heroes, because yeah, it was Killzone 3. I think No More Heroes, and I don't even know. Like, to be honest with you, I just remember those 2.
I'm pretty sure they had other titles.
Really, they weren't that good. If I don't like that.
Yeah. Well, not so sad to see it go. It was interesting while we had it here, but on to the next topic. In silly news, a man saves himself with a Naruto headband.
Next Hokage, I'm calling it.
Right.
I'm calling it.
So, let me just try to paraphrase the story as best I can. So the guy was riding the bus, 1:30 a.m. in the morning. Another person walks up behind him and slashes him with some object. The guy yells out, "Yo, you just slashed me!" And then the guy who slashed him, Guy B, we'll call him, Guy B, laughed in his face. Then Guy A,
right,
which the guy who got slashed.
Time out. Can we just say Naruto and Sasuke since we're doing this?
Okay, so Naruto was chilling on the bus, and Sasuke came up and slashed him in the face with a kunai.
Actually sounds like a legit part of the story, but go ahead.
Naruto said, "Yo, you just slashed me in the face with a kunai, Sasuke," because they have to call their names out. Sasuke laughed in his face and called him a slacker, weakling, bitch. And Naruto took his headband and punched him in the face with it. Sasuke, in his bitch assness, ran away and fled from the bus on foot. Naruto later got stitched up by Tsunade at the hospital, and everything's back to normal.
Bruh, do you realize that literally actually happened though? Like in the story?
More or less, yeah.
Like, you remember the hospital? Like when they fought on top of the hospital? That's literally what happened.
Right.
Like they had a tussle. Naruto supposedly won.
A tussle.
Yeah, it was basically
a tussle. That's the word you want to use. Okay.
I mean, I could say what else do you say? They were, well, technically they kind of were scrapping, but not really. I just want to see someone.
It's just a tussle. Like there's nothing wrong with the definition. It's just a tussle. That's the word.
Tussle. Yeah, a tussle. I could have said they had a little. Oh my gosh! Let's not go into that. Anyway.
Sorry.
Yeah, they had like a little fight, and then Naruto, I guess, technically won because he did the most damage to that like water silo or whatever. And then Sasuke runs off like a little bitch. I'm like, yo, what? Am I rewatching season 2?
That was. Well, I'm not sure what you're trying to say here, but that scene was kind of wild. And sorry.
I think it's kind of funny how it just kind of like when we give them the names, it's like kind of reminiscent because that's very similar to what actually happened at that hospital fight scene.
That and the waterfall scene as well, because Naruto had to get hospitalized for that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair point.
That's kind of funny though.
Yeah, so this shit's wild. Okay, so
well, I stopped taking the bus.
oh yeah, true. Well, I'm kind of glad they shut the bus off here to like 9:30 now. That sounded kind of wild. Like, at first, I didn't believe what I was reading, so I'm just like, why would he even do that? Like, what, is he mentally all right? Like the guy that slashed him.
I don't know.
Yeah, what you think? Flonora?
We have a whole bunch of crazies out here, but it definitely sounds like Naruto. This dude could definitely be Hokage.
Okay.
He's on his way.
Okay.
He's definitely there.
Oh, he was black, by the way, if that matters.
Hey. And representation.
I think the true lesson here is that anime saves lives.
Okay.
Thank you, Flo.
Okay.
Thank you.
It does.
I need that on a shirt, like right the fuck now.
It needs to be like a PSA. Like just come across, like be on every major network. Yeah, that's what we need. That should be the next ad campaign at the next anime convention. To be honest, that's their slogan. Anime saves lives, and then you have like the dude's face right there.
I hope he goes to the next convention. That'd be lit. Probably get all the cosplays.
Was this in the DMV area? Where did this happen?
I think New York, but I'm not sure. It couldn't have happened in DMV because our trains don't run past 1:30 anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it was New York though. Okay. Last piece of news that we have. Well, we grounded through this pretty quickly. Just really efficient with the opinions today. Holy shit.
Talk about this paying or like?
Huh?
Talk about this pay scale.
No, I said you guys are really efficient with the opinions today.
I know. So can we talk about this pay scale though? Like, can we start getting some money out of this?
Oh, yeah. So I'll have my people call your people. Blame the trip.
Cool. All right. So
why are you lying to him? Why are you getting his hopes up?
I'm not getting his hopes up. It's just you know.
Tell me what people you have though. If you don't pay us, how you gonna pay people?
Don't ask questions. You not ready for this life?
Okay, son.
What life?
Okay, again, I don't know if you heard me about the asking questions thing. We don't do it. I just said it.
It's my job.
To
I'm a
ask
journalism
questions. Not
teacher.
me. You ask other niggas questions. You don't ask me
Yes.
questions. You don't like Velma to me.
Of course I do.
I remember.
First of all, you know that's who I would be if we did like a group cosplay.
Okay, but Velma wasn't black though, so.
Okay. Why? Why you gotta kill dreams?
Alright. So, last piece of news is about Destiny 2. As you guys know, I'm playing on the PC release right now, if you didn't know.
Sell out.
Did you know? Hey! I just wanted to talk more so about the end game of Destiny and how we ultimately feel about it between me, Jared, and Andre. But Andre's not here, so this is kind of awkward. It's just me and Jared. And Andre offers a contrasting opinion about it, so we're just gonna do it anyway. So, Jared, what you thinking about the end game? So,
I'm kind of torn. Now, I don't like the end game more than I do like it, because for one, Destiny 2 was made like more so that newer players didn't have the opportunity, you know, to could be on the level that some of the people that put, you know, hours upon hours, days in, they could still be on that level. Because Destiny 1, if you tried to compete with people, you know, you had to grind for God knows how long just to get one
Destiny?
gun.
Yeah.
Huh?
Vanilla
Yeah,
Destiny.
just to get like one god roll gun that you can bring into PvP, and you'll still get schooled because people are just relatively better than you. So they made it to where it's like just to get everything, but they leave it all to RNG. For example, like the way like the vendors work on different worlds you go to, you have to just like accumulate a certain amount of tokens by doing, you know, public events, patrols, just killing ads or whatever, finding chests. And you have to, like, then you get an engram that you can decrypt at the Cryptarch, and then you get a random piece of gear. The reason why I'm so upset is because Iron Banner, right? I have this memorized. I've opened up 26 engrams from Iron Banner. 26. And there was I've only gotten 2 of the weapons that they offer. 2 of all of those weapons they offer. They offered a hand cannon, auto rifle, scout, pulse rifle, submachine gun, and sidearm. And I've only gotten 2 of those.
Yeah.
Out of 26 engrams.
That's a lot.
Talk about that?
Yeah, so I don't like the way they handled that specifically. Like, Iron Banner definitely seemed like a fool's errand. Like, I wasn't too mad that the gear didn't level me up because the guns were just flat out amazing. Even though if some of them were like kind of like carbon copies of other guns, just like not the same perk, but they looked really cool and they felt good. Yeah, they looked really cool and they were like easy to handle. So I didn't care too much about like the power increase that you would usually get from it, but like opening 26 and not getting all the gear was a bit insane. Like, even with the faction rallies, you were able to get everything in like under 20 packages. I got everything under 20 packages for the faction rally. Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that was bad. I just flat out bad. Can't really defend the game on that one. There was just a poor choice. Not sure what the roles were. Not sure why they didn't just let you buy the gun you want to buy instead of just like fishing for it. But especially with the loot table like that, like if the loot table were to allow you to get everything in under 20 packages, cool, no problem. But if you have to extend 26, I even heard stories of people extending like 30, 40 packages and not getting anything from it. That's a bit insane. There has to be some type of trade-off there.
And see, I thought about it. I'm like, maybe what they could do is have like an increased chance to get something that you don't already have. Because I remember, Maurice, you even told me you got 2 of those hand cannons in one package. 2 of them. Like, what?
No. It was 2 in back-to-back packages.
Oh, back-to-back.
Yeah.
Like, just 2 of them. Like, really? Like,
yeah, even then that's insane because it happened the same way for the chest piece. I got like 3 Time Worn Spires, son. Like, it was crazy.
Like that's like I honest to God, the only thing I wanted was the hand cannon, the pulse rifle, and the auto rifle. I'm like 26 packages, and I didn't even get the full armor set. I'm still missing 2 pieces of the armor set.
Wait, I couldn't.
You know what I mean?
I couldn't get more than just the chest piece and the helmet. Like what? Excuse me.
I don't know. I mean the PV like, and then we're gonna talk like the PvP, right?
Right.
Oh boy, the PvP. It's always fun to talk about that. So, my personal opinion, like after playing more of it, because I took a break from Destiny, started playing, you know, Borderlands, you know, kind of wanted to stop stressing over, you know,
loot.
what's happening, like lag, all that good stuff. I know, right?
Right.
I'm really bad at this. But it's like this game, the way that the meta is shaping, especially when it comes to competitive play like Trials of the Nine or just, you know, random competitive, scout rifles are owning the game. You know, if you're not using Mida and Uriel's Gift, you're at a disadvantage. Because Uriel's Gift, I believe, has the most range among all the auto rifles, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure. I just know it has that perk that everyone needs.
It has a lot of fucking range.
Okay. Yeah, now that you mention that, I do remember like getting a little bit more targets than I thought I should by comparing it to Origin Story, because Origin Story is like the same gun, right?
Yeah, it's the same RP. It's the same archetype.
Yeah.
But look at go back and look at Uriel's Gift. Look at that range. Just look at it. You're gonna be like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, like this is just built to compete.
You know what I mean? And so the thing that I find kind of interesting is I was thinking about it, and everyone's like, oh, nerf Mida. Mida needs a nerf. I mean, I can see why Mida would need a nerf because of how good it is, but I would rather honestly see more buffs. You know, I would rather see more diversity.
Make everything stronger.
Yeah, like make everything like instead of like just making one gun suboptimal or whatever, bring more guns to the table. Like hand cannons, you know, you rarely ever see hand cannons being played. Pulse rifles aren't really in a good spot right now because they just lose to the 450 RPM weapons, you know. So I feel as though it would honestly be better, in my opinion, that more guns were shown. Like there's just more diversity instead of just always seeing Mida multi-tool, Uriel's Gift. Dog, I literally memorized the sound of the gun all the like I know what they're shooting me with just by hearing it, so I know to back the hell up. Like the gun, it's old, you know. Like I'm tired of seeing these guns on.
I agree wholeheartedly with that. But there's not going to be a patch coming for a minute because PC's out, and they're trying to keep everything like kind of the same and stuff. And let me just tell you this now. This may be a bit early to say, but hand cannons just feel so strong right now. Like even just going in against the mob, like the mobs in the world, like I wouldn't carry it in the normal game unless it was like better devils, but it feels like every hand cannon I pick up at this point is like a monster. This is at the low tiers, and the low tiers of course are just copies of what you'll get at the higher levels and use at the higher levels.
Yeah.
So it just feels like really, really strong. Like all the negative, unless I've been just getting like the godliest of fucking hand cannons back to back. All the ones I've actually like picked up and used for like 30 minutes, they all just don't have like that same hand cannon, those same hand cannon problems other than ammo. But I mean, one could argue that because you don't miss as many shots, you don't have to worry too much about ammo. I say as I'm missing shots. But
yeah, and I mean, you have like I forgot what it's called, but there's a blue hand cannon that can literally two-shot any Guardian without like an overshield. So, you know. And the fact that there are blue weapons that are supposed to be, you know, weaker than purples that people use.
I'll say that that's nothing new. That's been in there since.
Yeah, that is nothing new. But I'm just like, I feel as though Bungie is just so obsessed with like nerfing everything. They don't really buff anything.
Yeah, it is turning into a MOBA.
You know, like what was it? I feel like I stand by it. One of my friends was telling me about this. For every nerf, there should at least be a buff or something.
A trade-off.
You know, unless something is like horribly unbalanced, like it's just breaking the game, like it's not fun anymore. You know, this is just a clear exploit. Then yeah, you know, nerf the damn thing. But if this is for like balancing, like, you know, general just balancing, then there should be a nerf. There should be a buff for every nerf.
Right. Because you don't want people to stop. They don't want people to stop using the weapon. They want them to use everything equally, or just have like it should be like a fighting game. Like everyone uses everything, but some things are better than other things in certain scenarios.
Like there's nothing like there's nothing wrong with having like a certain gun being superior to another. It's just when one gun is superior to almost all of them, maybe we should let some of these other guns shine rather than just seeing the rise and fall of this one gun.
Right, right. I agree. Also, this is something I just have to ask: is how do you feel about the end game? Not as far as like Iron Banner and stuff is fun and everything, but everything as a whole, like not just like one specific bad experience. But do you feel like the game is lacking content? Do you feel like the game needs more things to do, or were you satisfied with what was left to you as far as like the end game stuff? Because I know you touched on it a little bit earlier about the lack of God roles or lack of any type of roles in the game. But I wanted to just hear something a little bit more in depth. Like, what's your final stance on this?
My final stance is like so there was I was watching the YouTube video about how they should redesign the lost sectors. There's like, because with the public events, you have like the regular public events and the heroic public events. They should have like a heroic type of loot lost sectors. Make it harder to get more loot and whatnot. And it feels as though like at this point the only thing to do is just your weeklies, and once you get to 305, there's really nothing else to do.
Well, what I want to sorry, well, I just wanted to just state that that is a point you reach in any game when it comes any type of MMO game with a similar structure to Destiny. But you reach that point a lot quicker by comparison in Destiny. That's the argument, right?
Yeah, and it's like it does because I mean, I was able to get the 305 without even doing the raid, like completing the raid.
Yeah.
But it did feel relatively easy to get to this max level. And it just kind of seems really dry at this point because there is the PvP, but it doesn't feel like there's nothing really to grind for, Like with they were talking about like the prestige raid. I mean, what do you get? Just some different looking armor and
pretty
some
weak
shaders.
Stuff. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I remember Rise of Iron. You had to grind for the Outbreak Prime. That was a really good pulse rifle that you had to work hard for. I feel as though it's just lacking in that.
Yeah. I agree with all your points. Here's my thing. I agree that you get to 305 relatively quickly, and you run out of things to do besides the PvP. The PvP on console, at least, wasn't fun enough for me to like want to go back and grind it. So all I do, it's not like I dislike the game. I do like it. I feel like my experience with this one has been a lot more positive than vanilla Destiny. Not especially with the end game. The end game was serviceable at best, just short. And because by the time like I started actually like thinking about doing the raid, apparently I had all the broken guns in the game, so it was really just a matter of just maxing them out. Let's see. But the thing is, I handle things a bit different from other people. Like, I just don't care ultimately until it becomes relevant again, like the DLC stuff. So, I'll play for a while, be finished, be done with that. I'm not the type to like give like a lot of feedback to the companies about their games. I just kind of take it is what it is, and I just use the time to go play other stuff because I have a lot of other things I need to be playing, and I don't want Destiny to be like the only thing I'm playing. I don't think it should be, to be honest with you. I kind of like that philosophy of like coming in, doing your weeklies to get to max level, ranking up a character, then just being done. You're being finished with the game so you can move on to something else. Because this year, I'm not sure about y'all, but this year has been especially hard for me when it comes to games. I have not finished everything I set out to do, and that is killing me.
Yeah, that is a very good point because, I think Bungie kind of like strategically says, we're going to release this content so, you might be able to play something else. But at the same time, Bungie just wants you to play this game.
Yeah.
You want this game to be like always played at all times and whatnot. So that's a business standpoint.
Yeah, that's something I thought about too. Because like, if they did want this to be played more often, they're not doing a very good job of it. Like,
yeah, and exactly, because I mean, it's kind. I found it kind of funny because because the game Destiny is Destiny. You know, when you pick up the game, you're supposed to feel as though you're playing Destiny. So I'm not really too heartbroken that when Destiny 2 came out, it wasn't really like a huge dramatic change to the way the game looked and how it felt.
Yeah,
I still feel as though I'm playing Destiny, but I'm just like, if it's not that different, then it shouldn't be that hard to get some more content out. You know what I mean? Copy and pasted what Destiny 1 was and then put it in Destiny 2, but I'm not a game program, so I might be wrong. But...
Yeah. I think what they were doing was more so of a reboot, and that's why it's like this, I guess. But it's still not good because we paid money.
I mean, I'll give them props. Like, some of these weapons have really intricate designs. Like some of I don't know what it is with me, but I always notice the smallest things when it comes to the animations of these games. And I've noticed that a lot of them, they do like different because at first it was just the standard reload animations for pulse rifles, scout rifles, auto rifles, and shotguns. They took the time to say it doesn't make sense for this gun to reload this way. Maybe we should do it this way. They took a little bit more effort into the design of the guns, especially for the exotics, like the tractor cannon. That gun looks ridiculous. Out there, it's weird.
That is one of the unique guns. It's like the Tractor 2. It's like the Chaperone of D1 of D2.
And then I've actually noticed, it's kind of funny, but when you look at your when you look to the left where your super meter is and you see the weapon, if it's a exotic or like a, what do you call them, like the rare legendary, like Drang, like the quest legendary. Drang. It actually shows like the cutout of the weapon rather than just the stereotypical scout rifle.
That was neat. I like that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And you even see it when you die. That hey, they killed you with this, and you see the cutout. I don't know. It's just a little bit of flavor that I like.
Yeah.
Rather than just looking like dull.
Right. If I could just speak to the PC release for a minute, it definitely does feel good and snappy. It's kind of revitalized me in certain ways for the game. I'm interested to see how this translates well to the PvP once I get like a decent set of weapons. I kind of know what I want to go in with. I know what I have now. I don't want to try that hard with it, and I kind of just want to be geared up to at least like be decent.
Not gonna lie to you, the way, because I've seen some gameplay of the PC release, but I would not be surprised by maybe like close to when a week after Curse of Osiris comes out that they're talking about a competitive league for Destiny.
Yeah, I could see it going that route too.
I can because with the PC now, the thing that I always have a problem with when playing this game, when I'll shoot someone, on the kill feed it shows that I shot them first, but then I die to a melee, or vice versa.
Oh,
I'm like, wait a minute, did you just come back from the dead to then punch me to then die?
They had a little revenge force on you. They needed to take you out.
Like, what is this? And I feel as though it's gonna be less of that on the PC because of.
I don't know about that. Well, maybe.
Because I don't know. It's, if anything, if that is a case where this is just a console problem, because it might just be a network problem. It might just be how the game is designed.
It's a network problem.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Because I know Call of Duty, that was notorious for someone died first. Like, there was no trades when it came to shooting.
Really?
Someone died first.
Oh, interesting. Might be. Yeah, okay. It's got the latency on that code, then. Okay. Cool. So our final thoughts, just to wrap up and summarize for the people that's been listening. We do like Destiny still. The end game could be better, as with anything, but the shortness of the end game is very apparent. And for one half of us, it's fine; they don't care, and the other half of us want it to be better, want it to be improved, make them feel like they are playing Destiny 2, not Destiny 1 with a coat of paint. That summarized that nicely?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I'm good at paraphrasing. Yeah, I'm just English teacher. It's like, Maurice, you could be a great paraphraser. It's like, why is that? You just do it well, you know? That's what she said, verbatim.
Floating stones
You know?
mark places where the Hive have weakened the line between our world and theirs.
I don't even know you sometimes.
All right, thank you guys. Well, we're about to close out the show now. So do you guys have any final thoughts on anything that we've talked about today? Things that you're looking forward to next week, like Doc Hackson. Does he look at Dodgers?
Talks about the unknown game.
Unknown, huh? Yeah, shout out to your coworker real quick. She the real MVP.
Shout out to Ray. All right, shout out to Ray. Still, only
Final
two
thoughts,
people know it. Have
Flonora,
fun.
Jared.
Blockers looks like it's going to be hilarious. Looking forward to that. The Switch is looking more promising, you know, every week, so I'm excited for that.
We're capping you at 2. Thanks for that. All right, Jared. No, sorry, you have anything else?
I'm gonna need my Smash 4 on the Switch, and I'm gonna need it now.
Facts.
Blockers, I'm watching it. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna tell everyone else to watch it because it looks up. And Destiny, I love this game to death, but since I love it so much, I'm gonna be hard on it. You know, like kick the hell out of this game because I love it.
Facts. That's what we do with all things we love. Alright, guys, thanks for joining us. Quick headshot for the go. Thanks for joining us. We hope you guys have a good week. Say bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.